Hello.
Hey.
We're back after a week off.
Mm-hmm.
So last week I had some vacation time and couldn't really make it happen. But the good news is we have a buffer week. So we'll do the AFC East and North this week, and then we'll do the AFC West and South next week. And then the following week is when games start.
Woo.
So after the one next week, maybe we'll give some kind of final words of wisdom on what we think is going to happen. So we're still on track, is what I'm trying to say. So the first division today is probably maybe going to be the worst division in football, or it's at least expected to be the worst division this year.
Mm.
So let's get into bad professional football players and teams. We have the Indianapolis Colts.
Mm.
The Daniel Jones beat out Anthony Richardson Indianapolis Colts. So let's.
That's hardly fair. Like Richardson was injured, right? Like he got a little injured in like that first preseason game.
Yeah, he did, and then I saw he was like back, but I didn't follow it if he was like 100% or how that all played out.
I just don't think. Yeah, I don't think. I don't think Anthony Richardson is going to be the solution there in Indianapolis. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. He started when he was a rookie, and he threw a couple deep balls that they were saying were just like ridiculous throws, but then he couldn't. Then he's taking himself out of the game on
Yeah,
third down
tired.
because he's tired.
Yeah, it's a real way to rally your teammates.
Yeah, he must have been really tired. Coach,
Soup's tired.
No more bootlegs.
No.
I'm tired.
So exhausted. He's like what, 22, 23?
I don't know. Did he come out early? I don't remember.
I don't think so. But that's like my 5-year-old telling me I need to carry him because his legs are tired.
Yeah, he's no more than 25, so he's not even really in his prime yet, I would say.
I mean, no, he's close to it, right? But not quite there.
I think they say like if you keep yourself in shape, you're as fast as you're gonna be in your like mid to late 20s. So yeah, he's right there.
Okay.
It's a shame he's getting beat out by Daniel Jones, but
it really is because he can't. Like he has that deep ball. Like he can throw that deep ball like a wizard sometimes. But then I feel like that's the only thing he's got, and then that's not always reliable. So
right, yeah. Who knows what to think about that? But I have a feeling Anthony Richardson's not going to be on the shelf for the whole season. If Daniel Jones has an incredible season and goes 12-5 and never gets benched, that will be the exception, or that no one's expecting that. So let's get into these Colts. So I said Colts will over under 7 wins. What do you got?
6.
6 wins. All right, let's check it out. Colts over under. There we go. 7.5.
Too much.
I mean, I guess we're fairly close. It's hard to be off by a lot because it's like when you're doing a spread on a game, like one team could be favored by up to like 2 touchdowns or more, so it's a little tougher to be close. So it's like how many teams are really going to win 2 or 15 games, so it's kind of like hard to be off by a lot, but I guess we're right in the ballpark. 7.5 though.
Yeah.
What about this roster says they're going to win, that they might win 8 games? I mean, you win 8 games, you're like, if your conference isn't that good, that's like, you win one more, 9-8, you could get in the playoffs. So like Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor's obviously really good if he's not over the hill. Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, Alec Pierce. I would say some people would say that that's not an above average receiving core. I mean, I think they're better than most people would think. Like Pierce is a burner, and Downs has been getting better and better. Like he's a legitimate number 2 receiver, and then Pittman, with a good quarterback, he's shown that he can put up numbers. So like, I guess that's decent. Who's there? Oh yeah, and then Tyler Warren, he was the top prospect, right? The tight end.
I think so. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess if you're a Colts fan, you think maybe Daniel Jones can get back to where he was at his peak, which isn't elite, but
Did he have a peak? What
well,
did
yeah, I
that
mean
look like?
they won a playoff game against the Vikings.
That's
Remember?
fair. I mean,
Dable and Jones. It's like a law firm.
yeah, he was he was so good there that they let him go. Um, so this team, and I didn't realize this, and I should have looked back. They won 8 games last year. They won
Really?
8 and 9. So that's probably why this is sitting at 7.5.
It's a good point. The division's bad, right? So like someone has to win games.
Yeah. And they, and it was 2 years ago. They were 2 years removed from being incredibly competitive with the Texans down the stretch. If you remember, they came that 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago that it came down to the final game between the Colts and the Texans. That's when Minshew was quarterbacking, and then they lost that final regular season game. They were out of the playoffs. The Texans were in the playoffs, and then C.J. Stroud, the legend of C.J. Stroud. But I don't know. Daniel Jones, not a ton of really big moves coming out of the offseason. Less than 7 games made sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the reasoning, like we said, is this division's bad.
Yep.
So like, can the Colts? I mean, the Colts should be better than the Jags and Titans. Can they win 3 out of those 4? Then you only got to win, 5 more. Maybe they can get the Texans at home or something. I don't know, but I do see Riley Leonard is their 3rd-string quarterback. Like, I don't know. Anthony Richardson can't even win the starting job when he was a 1st-round pick. Daniel Jones, obviously, you kind of know what you're getting with him. I mean, is it crazy to think Riley Leonard could take over in week 7 when they're sucking and like win some games? I don't know.
That's an amazing things have really the shit has really hit the fan if they're starting Riley Leonard this year, and it's like not because of injury. I mean, that's the type of thing where like, whoa, so is Shane Steichen fired yet? It's like by week 8, 9.
Yeah. So I'm not obviously a great evaluator of who's the best quarterback, but like Riley Leonard made the national championship game, right? Like, obviously there's something about his game that doesn't really translate because he's a 3rd stringer on the Colts behind Jones and Richardson. You'd think he could at least be a backup, or like someone would have taken a bigger chance on him. But again, I don't know. There's probably a weakness in his game that's fairly obvious or that I just don't know about.
Or the NFL just doesn't know how to evaluate quarterback talent. Unless it's like shining like Tom Brady.
Right. All right, so let's be done with those Colts. I said 7, Josh said 6. It's 7.5. It feels a little high, but the division's going to be bad, so I don't know. Are the Colts the surprise team? I'm going to say no, but I guess they could be. Let's go to you got one more tidbit on the Colts?
If the Colts make the playoffs this year, I just feel like they fired their entire team and hired a brand new team midseason.
Yeah. Maybe all the teams that have like horse mascots will make the playoffs. The Broncos, the Colts. I just did that off the top of my head. Are those the only 2?
I think so. Yes. Broncos and Colts. I don't think there's any more horse
until they have a
Cowboys.
The next
close horse adjacent.
It's close. Until they have an expansion team, the San Francisco Steeds.
There you go.
Okay. We're going to go Texans now.
Ooh, yes.
I go 10.5 on the Texans.
I've got them 10.5 as well.
All right. Well,
Tizy.
And it is...
Show me the Texans.
That's the wrong thing, yo.
Show me the Texans. 9.5.
9.5. Whoa.
I disagree.
I mean, just because the division's bad. So I had 10 here, and I'm like, man, the division's not good. Like, it's got to be a little higher. Plus, they had a little bit of a down year. Like, you'd think they're going to be, maybe there's a little more motivation there.
I mean, yeah. So they won 10 games last year.
They went
10-7.
They went 10-7, and it felt like, well, I mean, the division was bad, so they just beat everyone in the division, but they just didn't have a great year.
No.
I mean, some people were expecting them to win 11, 12 games, and like,
I think that's it.
that team to take the step and maybe even like get to a Super Bowl. But
but they won a playoff game. They won a playoff game last year, and I think surprisingly, because they sort of farted their way through the season, underperformed, made the playoffs in a weak division, and then they were up against the Chargers, and everybody was Jim Harbaugh this, Jim Harbaugh that, and they got kind of smacked. The Texans took care of business, and C.J. Stroud looked really good in that game.
Yeah, what was it? Was the Chargers record also 10-7?
They were 11-6. So they had one game on them.
So the Texans won their division, hosted the game, even though the Chargers had a better record, and then they were. It seems like that happens at least once a year with that team that gets to host the game that didn't have as good of a record. They win a game, but okay. So Stroud, Mixon, Nico Collins, they picked up Christian Kirk, and apparently something named Jaden Higgins is their number 3 wide receiver.
And Tank Dell is injured again.
Yeah, Tank Dell. So he had an ACL later in the season, so I'm assuming he's just recovering from that. Obviously, you can't come back from that super quick.
No.
So I would guess. Well, let's just click on. He's probably going to be back like week 6 or 7 would be my guess.
He was injured a chunk of last year too.
Right. So it says there's no timetable for his return. But yeah, I mean, when Tank Dell's back, Collins, Kirk, Tank Dell. I mean that Collins is a beast. Tank Dell is a burner and is very good if he can stay healthy. Dalton Schultz 2 years ago had a really good year. Last year, not quite as good.
It was a down year for them in general.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I just don't understand 9.5. Are they really going to be sitting there at 9-8? They're only going to win 9 games? What's their weakness? Maybe the defense. I don't know.
No, and you got to figure that they're going to win the majority of their divisional games, right? I mean, sweep the Jags, sweep the Titans, who's new coach, not new coach, but new quarterback, and then maybe split with the Colts, maybe. And so that's 5 games right there. That's you're halfway to 10. I just don't see them being worse than 10-7. I guess is the thing. So maybe that's why you set it at 9.5.
Yeah, I don't really either. I mean, well, okay, so. Oh, they got Nick Chubb, too, and Damian Pierce.
Yeah, backing up Joe Mixon.
Mixon's out, too. What's his deal?
Yeah.
He's not a lock to be ready for week 1. It's just a foot ankle deal. So
you don't need that as a running back. It's totally fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to miss a month, I don't think. But, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I like this team to win this division. I mean, maybe I'm jumping ahead. But...
Yeah, the obvious
opinion
would be they can win 10 games, but it's a little weird.
I mean, I think that feels like the safest bet we've seen so far. Out of all the ones we've done to this point this year.
Yeah, so the most obvious at face value, I'll say, because it can be tricky, but yeah, there you have it. 9.5 wins for the favorite of a bad division.
What would be just what seems so obvious? What would have been a better overrun? What would have been a better point? I just feel like this one makes too much sense. The over seems so obvious.
Yeah.
If you had said it at 10, would that have been better? It just feels like an odd choice.
Yeah. I really don't understand it either. I mean, my guess is maybe it's 9.5 most places, but the over is just super juiced or something.
I mean, I would be really interested to see. And maybe it moves, but yeah, I would take the over here. Just makes sense. 10 wins in this division with that quarterback, and I think the defense coach has proven himself to be a decent coach and has that defense ready.
Right, that's the thing too. I mean, their offense, their skill positions, very good. I don't know, maybe the offensive line isn't that good, but you'd think that. Who's their coach again? I can picture
DeMeco Ryans.
Yeah, DeMeco Ryans. He's a defensive guy too, right? So he was thought, probably still is thought to be one of the better defensive minds. So the defense should be good too.
They were 6th overall last year, their defense ranked.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a top 10 defense, almost a top 5 defense. And I think C.J. Stroud, he's got more playoff wins than Dak Prescott, I think.
I believe that.
Which is
2-1.
2-1 or 2-0. I don't know that Dak Prescott has ever won a playoff game. Maybe one. But so I just.
I mean, we got to look that up.
Yeah. So this just screams the over here.
He's won 2 playoff
Oh,
games.
I'm so wrong. Okay, so he's tied with CJ Stroud, and CJ Stroud is entering his 3rd season.
Yeah, so he won in the 2018 wild card round.
Okay, he beat the
in the 2022 wild card round. So every 4 years he gets 1 win. So 2026.
Oh shit! Damn, we're gonna have to revise our Dallas picks.
All right, let's move on to the Jaguars.
Jaguars.
I'm going with 6.
Wait, hold on.
Duval. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
They play in Duval. Is that did we figure that's a county or a town? Or
I think it's a county or something. And then that's a chant that they have, and that's what the new coach did, like as an introductory press conference. And everybody ragged on him for it because I guess he did it wrong.
Okay, there it is. Duval.
Yeah. Okay.
Is the county where the city is located.
Got it.
And it's a popular rallying cry.
Yeah.
Is that how that you say it too? You don't like scream it. You just like.
That's how he did it.
Okay.
In his press conference. He did it all like soft and like elongated like that. And it was kind of weird and creepy.
Okay, I'm going 6.
I'm going to go 5.5. Yeah.
I was just thinking I probably should have gone lower on this, but
I mean, you've got new coach and same quarterback who is like generational underachieving talent.
7.5.
What?
I don't believe that. I think AI is broken here.
I mean, you've got the Colts and the Jags. That feels strange to me.
Okay.
Strange.
So I'm gonna have a strong opinion about this.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's before we jump ahead. Let's go. Okay. So Trevor Lawrence, right? Whatever. He's had a couple good years. He's had a couple bad years. He's had 47 coaches already. Like there's no stability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Obviously talented, can do all the things. He's above average speed, has all the tools, throwing, whatever. Travis Etienne, down year last year. Brian Thomas Jr. was a rookie, was very good. They got Travis Hunter, plays both sides of the ball. Apparently he's questionable, but generational talent. Diami Brown, I think, was he on the Eagles last year? I mean, that's he doesn't jump off the pages like, oh, he's a pretty good receiver to me. Like, or maybe he was on the the Commanders actually, but what else? Brenton Strange is their starting tight end. I guess I don't look at that and think, wow, like this team could make the playoffs. I just don't see it, especially because let's get to the most important thing. So Liam Cohen, right? What did he do? He like ghosted.
Yes.
He
was the OC in Tampa.
Yeah.
And they had a really hot year last year, and Mayfield looked great. And the Tampa Bay knew that he would be a hot commodity, and so they offered him a sort of a pretty sizable contract extension.
Kind of before teams started.
Yes, preemptively sort of, and he would have made him, I believe, the highest like coordinator in the league and sort of nearing like head coaching salary. And he had, I guess, agreed to that. But then if you remember, I think the Jaguars had announced the hiring of somebody, or there was something where they had, they weren't going to fire their coach, something like that. And then they got a really negative reaction to that, the Jaguars did. So then they pulled back on that, and I guess secretly offered
Cohen
the job. And then Cohen like completely ghosted, like the Tampa Bay was trying to call him to get the deal signed, and he just ignored them for a weekend. And then coming out of the weekend, he had accepted the head coaching position in Jacksonville.
Yeah, so that's what was reported. Who knows what actually happened? But if that's true, like,
shady.
How is a guy like that gonna be like a good leader of an organization, especially one that has had more problems than most organizations as far as like having a head coach that can create some stability and like be a good leader and whatnot. I just this could be an absolute disaster. Like I'm picturing. So my perception of Liam Cohen is just like exactly kind of what we explained. Like he kind of just at face value seems a little flaky, and maybe that's unfair to say such things, but he just doesn't strike me as someone who's gonna, like I said, come in and just like be that great leader and great coach. Yeah, he can call plays, but there's a lot of good coordinators that weren't good head coaches. Eberflus, what was that guy's name?
Eberflus. Is it Ted Eberflus? Ned
Ted.
Eberflus?
I think Teddy.
Matt
Teddy.
Eberflus. So that's the other thing. He was only coordinator for a year.
Oh really? I didn't.
Yeah.
Well,
because the guy
was there before or something.
No, it was the head coach in Carolina was the OC, and he was hired to be the head coach. He was the OC of Tampa Bay, and then he was hired to be the head coach of Carolina. Then Liam Cohen replaced him, and that was last year. And now Liam Cohen is the head coach of Jacksonville. This just screams disaster to me. The NFL continues to hire head coaches who aren't ready and have not proven it at the preceding level before they get the bump. And that's, I think, what we'll see here with Liam Cohen. And that's why this over-under just makes no sense to me. They won 4 games last year.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you'll always hear me say, oh, it seems high, so maybe they know something. But I just don't get it. Like, I don't see how. The only way I see this happening is if, like the Colts aren't expected to be very good. The Titans are supposed to be probably the worst team. The Texans, maybe they, theirs is set at only 9.5. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's something there. Like maybe the Jaguars can like win half their division games, and maybe their schedule is weak. I mean, again, that's something we kind of overlook because there's only so much you can talk about. But maybe a weak schedule is part of it.
They would have to have a weak schedule, right?
But I just who are the Jags going to be favored against? Like, I don't know. I just don't see it. I think they win fewer than 7.5 games.
I mean, the question is, like, the only people they're going to be, like, favored has to be the Titans, right? Like, at least in their division. And then, I mean, they were one of the 3 or 4 worst teams in the league last year. Like, what has happened? Over the offseason outside of like a new coach that's going to change everything, and a questionable coaching hire at that, because he was the hot coordinator for a season.
Yeah.
And he had a veteran QB. Baker Mayfield wasn't some rookie that he was molding, do you know what I mean? And turned into some great QB. Baker was already, Baker was Baker. So I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a disaster.
I guess, like, hosting the Colts, right? Yeah, they'll probably be favored at home against the Colts and at home against the Titans. So, like, they should win a few games, but 7.5 is just too much. And the amount of time we spent on this team is too much. So let's go on to another team that doesn't deserve to be talked about too much, maybe. And this is the
Titans.
The Titans.
I'm the Titans.
We are the Titans. We are so bad. We got the number 1 pick. Okay, I'm gonna go 5.5.
I went 4.5. Which is still, I think, a game better than what they won last year. Yeah,
5.5 most places. All right, so I got that right on the nose. I was looking at some of these depth charts, and I think if I remember right, this one's like one of the worst. Let's take a peek here. Okay, so Cam Ward, number 1 pick, right? I haven't been paying attention to his preseason stuff. Like, I would think if he's lighting it up, granted, I don't know how much he's playing. He's probably playing a decent amount. Anyway, if he was lighting it up, I think I would probably catch wind of it. So, not really sure how that's going. But so here we go. Cam Ward, rookie. Okay. Sometimes, Jaden Daniels did what he did last year. So, okay. So there's some upside there. Tony Pollard, as soon as he got traded from the Cowboys, he went from like elite status, like just super shifty and fast and good, to like super average. And I don't know if it was injuries or what, but I just don't see him having a banner year. But who knows? Maybe he's finally healthy and he's actually what he was supposed to be. We'll see. Kelvin Ridley, questionable. Um, I don't know. He's had ups and downs. Is he a top five number one receiver on a team? I don't know. Probably not. Tyler Lockett, he wasn't even like getting he wasn't even on the field all the time in Seattle. I mean,
He's
like
a million years old.
they never threw. Yeah,
He's got to
no,
be 40.
he's actually 54. It says.
Yeah.
But
even still,
Tyler Lockett's your number two. Like, is what was going on? Was he like hurt last year? Did Geno Smith just like not have a good rapport with him? Like, how is he a number two? And then Van Jefferson was like the Rams' number four receiver last year, maybe. And so now he's their number three. I mean, those skill players, and then Chigoziem Okonkwo is your tight end. I mean, gotta be one of the worst skill players
like not good. Not good.
in the league. I mean, just not good.
No. And an unproven head coach.
Exactly.
A head coach who you're not sure was the right hire. He's is it Brian Callahan of the Zach Taylor coaching tree? Is that do anything for you? Zach Taylor, head coach of the Bengals, his coaching tree.
A man who's missed the playoffs 2 years in a row.
Yeah, with Joe Burrow at behind center.
he what was it? He was a quarterback of Nebraska and he coached there for a little bit. So I got to give him a little bit of a slack,
Taylor.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe not like the most elite coaching tree out there. But like, who did they draft? Like, they must have drafted linemen and defense because obviously they didn't draft any of those guys. These guys are like,
well, Cam Ward, that was their number one, right? So he was their number two pick, number two pick overall. And I have no idea after that because I don't see none of the names here are jumping out, right? We didn't look at the defense, but
okay, so Titans 5.5. That's pretty low. They're gonna be that bad.
Yes.
Like if the Titans are competing for a playoff spot or are winning 7 or 8 games, it absolutely has to be because Cam Ward like blew the doors off and is like a Jaden Daniels type player. If he's not that, this team's gonna be really bad. That's my wonderful opinion on the Titans. And we're going to cut it off there because that's all they need to be talked about.
That's right.
Okay, AFC North. Whoa. One of the better divisions, or supposed to be one of the better divisions in football this year, only because Aaron Rodgers is in the division.
What are we doing?
Let's not talk about him quite yet. We'll talk about the Steelers in a few minutes. So let's do the Bengals. I got 10 on the Bengals. Wins.
10 wins, eh?
Yep.
I got 9.5.
Niner and a hook.
Yes.
Okay, what is it? It is. I mean, they're sure trying hard in the preseason. Burrow's playing like half the game and like taking weird sacks, and it's like, oh. 9.5. You got it. Okay. Very fair line, tough division. Bengals missed the playoffs 2 years in a row. Their defense still looks bad in the preseason. Their offense is staying on the field too much. Like the number one, their starters are playing a lot in the preseason because they've had bad starts the last couple of years. I'm still not really convinced that their defensive coordinator was the problem. They did fire him, but I don't. So my son's a Bengals fan. I don't have a warm, fuzzy feeling that the Bengals defense is going to be like really good. And it seems like this team's going to be kind of what they were the last couple of years, and they might struggle a little bit to make the playoffs. Now, their offense is obviously elite. The problem is probably going to be protecting Burrow. Their offensive line is kind of a question mark. But if they can protect him, obviously they're going to score as many points as anyone in the leagues. Burrow led the league in yards and touchdown passes last year, I'm pretty sure, and they still didn't make the playoffs. So Trey Hendrickson still doesn't have a contract, so it's kind of like they're just loading up on offense and they're hoping the defense is good enough to get them there. I don't know if I really understand the model, but that's what they're going with. So 9.5. I don't know. Seems fair in a tough division. I don't know. The way they've been playing, maybe a little high, but a lot of people like to think Burrow can kind of be Superman and win 10 games or more, I guess.
I mean, they won 9 last year. So you got to hope that they get a half a game better just through it's not last year anymore.
Right.
And there's some sort of improvement, but I just honestly feel like this is probably it for Zach Taylor.
Yeah.
I just if they have another, yeah, exactly. Like you could win 8 games, and what are you doing? You've got one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league, arguably, and you're winning 8-9 games a year. It's not going to cut it, I don't think.
It'll be interesting to see. I always forget from year to year how early the first head coach firing happens. But if they're like 2-4, let's say, or 2-5, do you get rid of him or do you let him finish the year? I mean, he's obviously connected with Burrow because he's an offensive mind. So like, I don't know that we need to go there yet, but I mean, you missed the playoffs 3 years in a row, you're probably gone, just because management's going to think we can't waste Burrow's best years. We got to, bring someone in and get this figured out since we paid these guys so much money. So very interesting situation there. So the flip side would be, we were talking about Sirianni and like the Eagles kind of had that slide for a while. Like, is he going to get fired? And now they win the Super Bowl. So
an amazing year.
That could be, I also wouldn't be surprised if that happens, obviously.
So last year, Robert Saleh was the first head coach fired after 5 games. Where would you put the over-under?
Definitely higher than that because, Rodgers basically just said, I don't like this guy. And he should be gone. Like, it certainly seemed like that was the narrative.
Pushed him out the door.
Or like the story after the fact.
It was nothing. It was all negative press, like under his tenure. Unfortunately, like there was just never a bright spot. In terms of he knew how to run a team. It seemed like it was going well. He had the backing of his play.
Do you think Saleh and Rodgers wake up in the morning and text each other, how's your day going?
Oh, for sure. Now, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's all peace and roses.
All right. You got any words of wisdom on the Bengals?
Yeah, I mean, I think I might take the under here because I mean, even I could see them winning 9 games. And again, I think if they win 9 games and miss the playoffs, I just think like it's Zach Taylor's farewell.
Yeah, I mean they're a fun team to watch. Like, I mean they can be down by 17 going into the fourth quarter, and you're gonna feel like they have a chance to win still, just because they can put up points. But I don't know. They're gonna probably have to score 30 a game to get to 10 wins.
We'll see. I think that's it. Yeah, that's right.
All right. The Steelers, who haven't had a losing season in
18,
a
19
long time. So, given that, plus you add Aaron Rodgers, who is the best quarterback in the NFL, I got him at 9. That same 9 mark. 9.5? Okay, let's see.
Eight and a half.
8.5.
Okay. All right.
I love it. That's fair. It's very fair.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do a little Steelers depth chart. Just real quick, a former Steeler, Najee Harris, I just saw had a fireworks accident. Well, it probably happened over the 4th of July, I'm guessing, but he's missing. He's got like an eye issue.
Really?
So he's going to miss some games.
I didn't hear that.
And he's on, I think, the Chargers now. What am I doing here? Steelers depth chart. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Warren. Jalen Warren is I have my eye on him. He should have a good year and be like available at a decent spot in the fantasy draft. I might have to go after him if he's available. DK Metcalf came over from the Seahawks. Calvin Austin, he's a burner. Robert Woods, how old is Robert Woods? as old as the woods. He's been around for a long time, but
yeah.
a good possession receiver. I guess a good number 3 if he can stay healthy.
Pat Fryermuth.
Man, I don't know if those receivers are like you're obviously bringing in Rodgers because he can still sling it, and you think he can have a really good season, but you'd like to give him some maybe more talented receivers to throw to. I don't know. Fryer.
DK Metcalf is pretty good. Big guy, speedy.
Is he a top 5 receiver in the NFL? Would you say?
That's a great question. Let's see. Probably not, but maybe top 10. Yeah, maybe.
Fringe top 10?
10, 11, 9, 10, 11.
But the rapport he's going to develop. Wasn't one of his knocks coming into the league that he wasn't a good route runner? Or am I making stuff up?
I don't remember. I remember the noise I remember hearing about him coming out of the draft was that he's just big size coupled with speed. So he had like freakish size plus like elite speed, and that was interesting. But he never broke out. You know what I mean? He's not Jamar Chase.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, so Metcalf and Austin, like the average speed of like those top 2 has got to be close to tops in the league. So I don't know. I guess if you can scheme some things up and get those guys loose behind the defense, I don't know.
Here's what, like, I don't understand the structure here, because Rodgers is what? You're going to get 1 year, 2 years out of him at most. So who's up next for the Steelers? Like, this is like their all-in year, and they're going to Super Bowl or bust, and then they got to blow it up. Like, I don't understand.
Pretty sure their plan. I've heard. Well, no, Will Howard from Ohio State, like that. They're going to try to groom him. Like, I don't know. Is it going to take him a year? Is it going to take him 2 years to like be a good NFL quarterback? So I'm pretty sure that's their plan. But okay, so obviously the strength of the Steelers has kind of always been their defense.
Yes,
and it still should
head coach.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess a really good defense, like you should be in games. So I guess it makes sense. You know, they could win 9 games and maybe make the playoffs on the strength of their defense. And then if you can get a little bit out of Rodgers, but when's the last time Rodgers was actually like legitimate, like his team like was legitimate and he was playing consistently well? Because his last year in Green Bay, they didn't make the playoffs, right?
No, he didn't. It had to be he had back-to-back MVP seasons, didn't he? And I think he took the Packers to the NFC Championship game twice, and they lost both of them at home. And that was it, right? Yeah. And then he had one crummy year in Green Bay, and they were like out. And they didn't want him, right? He was causing problems. He was being a grumbly jerk.
Yeah.
Still kind of is a grumbly jerk, I guess.
Yeah, so what should I Google? Like, when was the last season that Aaron Rodgers wasn't poopy pants?
Yeah, I think that's right. Google can figure that out. With all this AI, yeah.
So, if nothing else, there's a lot of just like stories that could go like one way or completely the other way. Obviously, like Rodgers is old, but if he has some left in the tank, like with that defense, like okay, yeah, you can make a case for it.
It's all on like what are you going to get out of Rodgers, and I just feel like probably what you got out of him last year, which is not that great. Maybe it probably a shade worse. So I don't know. I just don't think things are going to go well for the Steelers this year.
Yeah, he's 41. He'll be 42 before the year is over. And Brady played till what, 45?
Something like that. But unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers is not Tom Brady.
No, he's a different person.
Yes, that's good at football.
Yeah. All right. So we said 9 and 9.5. It's 8.5. It's right, kind of in that ballpark. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe don't expect the Steelers to win 11 games and just go to the promised land. We'll see how Mr. Rogers' neighborhood shapes up. Okay. The Browns. Do you know who the starting quarterback for the Browns is?
The immortal Joe Flacco.
Yeah. All right. Now we're playing how old is everyone?
Joe. He's got to be 40. I think he's 40, right? He just turned 40.
Yeah. He'll also be 40. If they win the Super Bowl, he'll be 41. If the Browns win the Super Bowl, I don't know. put something in the comments. We will do whatever you want us to do.
If the Browns win the Super Bowl, that means the entire rest of the NFL had dysentery.
Yeah.
For like most of the season.
Or something worse.
Yeah.
All right, Browns. I'm going 6.5.
5.5.
6.5, 5.5, whole. We are going. It is
5.5.
5.5, 5.5.
I could see them winning less than this. I could take the under here. I could see another 4-win season. 3.5. The end of the Stefanski reign.
Okay, so Joe Flacco won the job. They've already announced that. Now, the odds Joe Flacco is the starting quarterback at the end of the season, probably not spectacular.
Wasn't Shador Sanders? He had a great preseason game. Why is he 4th string? It's just because he's injured?
I don't know. Maybe he's been skipping practice or something. So I don't know that this is accurate. So
okay.
It's showing Kenny Pickett's the number 2. I'm pretty sure Kenny Pickett is openly disgruntled and wants a chance with another team. And then Gabriel and then Sanders. So Dylan Gabriel had a decent game. He started their last preseason game and they won the game. I think he played decent. I don't know. Do you just draft a bunch of quarterbacks, pick up one that's been in the league for 5 years, have an old timer and just throw them into a pot and see who doesn't drown? Or it's kind of a weird model, but I don't know. I guess you're trying to create competition so you can see who's going to kind of become that leader. But when Flacco emerges as your week 1 starter, I guess he understands the NFL, right? He knows certain things. He's not going to have some of the growing pains that a rookie's going to have because they just don't understand the pace of the game or things like that. So I guess it probably makes sense to have him be the starter, but it's a little troubling that one of these guys they drafted and Pickett coming over isn't kind of, I don't know, further in their progression. Joe Flacco, Jerome Ford, Jerry Jeudy had a really good year last year. Cedric Tillman kind of emerged as a pretty good receiver. Jamari Thrash, I'm assuming, is a rookie. And Njoku's the tight end. I mean, they've got at least an average skill player set, I would say. And then obviously, usually if the Browns are decent, if that's even a thing, it's mostly because of their defense. I don't know. I'm trying to create optimism for a team that's expected to win 5.5 games, and that's what you get.
This is going to be a bottom feeder team. I don't even know. They don't even know what they're doing. They drafted 2 quarterbacks in the same draft.
Well, 3rd round and 7th round. So the Shooter Sanders pick was okay, this guy's not going to go undrafted. Let's at least just take a chance on him, which whatever. I guess that's fair. The talent is obviously there, but
I don't have an inherent objection necessarily to drafting 2 quarterbacks in the same draft, because it's so difficult apparently to diagnose QB talent. So the more the merrier, I suppose. But just feels like a franchise that's floundering and doesn't know what the hell to do.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have much more to say. 5.5,
stinky team.
It's fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Browns are going to brown.
Yeah, maybe go under. Maybe
take 5, the under,
4 or 5,
or at least bet them to lose the division, right? To be the last team in the division. That's a bet. I feel like that's a good bet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely not going to be the Ravens. I mean, I guess
that would have to be.
You could make a case for the Bengals and the Steelers to have bad years, and maybe the Browns eclipse them. But
I just feel like the Steelers could have a terrible year, and I still feel like they still win 7-8 games. I don't know. That defense is always going to be at least above average.
Yeah,
and that's going to win you some games. And Tomlin's a good coach. Whether or not he can diagnose and cultivate QB talent, that's an open question. But he's clearly a good head coach and a savant with defense. So,
yeah, all right. The Browns are the Browns. The name fits the play. All right. We're going to go to the Ravens. I'm going 11. That's kind of a high.
Yes.
But, I mean, it's the Ravens, so I'm going 11.
Come on, 10.
10. What do you guess? You suppose it's 10 and a half?
Probably.
Do you suppose?
I do. And the Spurs.
Whoa.
11 and a half.
11 and a half. Is that
Boy.
that's got to be the highest one.
Yes. So far, right?
Okay, Ravens have been one of the top 2 to 3 teams for the past 2 seasons at least.
Yeah.
And just haven't been able to figure it out in the playoffs.
Really
11 and a half. Like, Lamar Jackson's really good. The defense is good. They got stability with Harbaugh.
Good head coach. Yep. Decent head coach.
Like, it's fair, 11 and a half.
Very generous. They won 12 games.
I don't know, like, yeah. I mean, I was just trying to make a case, like, should it be that high? But, like, at the Steelers, yeah, they're still going to be expected to win. At the Bengals,
yeah,
they're probably still going to be expected to win. They're going to beat the Browns twice, even though they lost to the Browns once last year, I think. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like going 4-2 in this division makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
So, that's 4 wins. You just need to come up with 7 more. I feel that this team can do that.
So if they get to 12, so 12 and 5, that's winning obviously more than 2/3 of your games.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Think about it.
It is. I probably take the under here. I think 11 feels a little better to me, given the team, and they want to lose some weird games. There are some games out there that they go out and lose, and sort of inexplicably. So I don't know. I think I'd probably take the under here, but I still think this is the best team in this division.
Yeah. Under only because, I mean, that's just a high number. Like, that's a tough
11
number.
Yeah.
Division could be decent. Yeah. All right. So one last thing before we part, we're going to see how many teams have horse mascots and bird mascots. And if we can think of any other animals off the top of our heads, we'll check those out too. So there are only 2.
Yeah. More birds.
The Broncos and the Colts. Birds has got to be like 6 or 7.
Seahawks, Cardinals, Falcons. There's 3.
5. Cardinals, Falcons, Ravens, Eagles, Seahawks.
Eagles. Yeah, see? Easy.
What else? Ooh, how about like
well,
there's Jaguars and
Cats
Bengals.
And
Yeah.
Lions.
Yeah, let's do cats. 4 cats.
Panthers, Bengals, Lions. Yep.
Jaguars.
There's only one the Bears. There's only one Bears.
Yeah.
No
Panthers. So oh, never mind. Panthers is there.
Yeah. No dogs. There's no dog. Well, I think the Browns, technically their mascot is a dog, but they're not the Gumbo. Chomps. Is that a dog?
Okay, here we go. We're gonna go through this quick because why not? The Bills is a buffalo. The Bears is a bear. The Bengals, we already talked about them. The Browns is a bulldog. Okay, there you go. The Cowboys is
bull.
Well, their actual mascot's a bull, but obviously I'm like a cowboy's a cowboy. The Packers don't have a mascot.
But they're represented by a goat sometimes.
Okay. Texans is a bull. Oh, we got a bull, a buffalo, and another bull.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else do we got? Chiefs is a wolf. Really?
Well, I guess that's a safe bet.
A ram.
For the Rams.
A bolt of lightning.
Boltman.
For the Chargers.
Boltman.
A dolphin. The Vikings is obviously a Viking. Patriots is a Patriot. Ooh, so humans. We've got 2 for the humans there.
Mm-hmm.
The Saints is like a pelican. That's their mascot, at least. Giants, nothing. Jets, nothing. Oh, maybe that's why they're so bad. They don't have a mascot. The San Francisco 49ers is Sourdough Sam, a prospector. That makes sense. Bucks is a pirate.
Captain Fear? Like Hey,
Where's that?
that's a Tampa Bay.
Oh,
Captain Fear.
oh yeah.
That's a little much, I think.
Raccoon for the Titans and a
Makes total sense.
pig for the Commanders, apparently. All right, that's enough nonsense.
Hmm.
That's it for the AFC East and North. Um, let's see.
You see a true Super Bowl contender out of either of these two divisions?
I mean, if the Ravens can get the playoff monkey off their back, obviously, if the Bengals defense can figure it out,
Hmm.
you can't like
Count out Joe Burrow.
pick against Burrow.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe Ravens or Bengals. You could make a case for the Texans. I think Stroud has that clutch gene a little
Hmm.
bit, but I don't know. Like, yeah, they should win their division, so they're host a playoff game and then get hot. So that's the case for them. But other than that, no. I really think the Jaguars are not going to win 8 games,
Mm-mm.
and we've got some of the worst teams in the league here with the Jaguars, Titans, and Browns. That's all I got for
Yeah.
these two divisions. So next week, like I said, we'll do the AFC West and South, and we'll kind of wrap up the preseason, and then maybe we'll do two next week because let's see, when are the first games? First games
That's
are
Thursday the 4th. Yeah. That's the first
Thursday
one.
the 4th.
And
So
then there's
next week,
Friday games too, I think.
so we'll do one next week. We'll wrap the preseason up, and then the next week we'll do one before that first Thursday game, and that'll be the lines for week 1.
Mm.
So until next week, go Vikings!
Go Bears.